All right, let's get right into it. In the massive, sprawling universe of AI, there's one company that sits right at the center of it all. But here's the thing, they don't make the chips. They make the machines that make all the chips. We're talking about ASML. And we're going to unpack their incredible 2025 results to show you why they are, without a doubt, the most important monopoly in the entire AI revolution.
So let's kick things off with the big headline number, 32.7 billion euros. That's what ASML pulled in for sales in 2025. And, that's a massive 15.6% jump from the year before. This isn't just regular growth, folks. This is the financial shockwave of an entire industry being rewritten by AI, and ASML is holding the pen. I absolutely love this analogy because it's just so perfect. Think about it. Every single advanced chip, I don't care if it's for a powerful GPU or for that super fast high bandwidth memory, it has to pass through an ASML machine. They don't just have a big slice of the market, they literally own the road. You want to drive on the AI superhighway, you got to pay the ASML toll. There's no other way. Okay, so let's get into the hard evidence. We're going to look at the numbers that prove this isn't just a strong company, it's a fortress. And this is where the story gets really, really interesting. Just look at this number, 52.8%. That's their gross margin. For a company that sells these unbelievably complex machines the size of a city bus, a number like that is just, it's almost unheard of. It screams one thing, total absolute pricing power. I mean, when you're the only game in town for EUV lithography, that's the magic process for making the best chips. You don't just suggest a price, you set it, period.
Right, but you might be thinking, hang on, that's all great, but the chip industry is famous for its ups and downs, right? It's super cyclical, so how can we be sure this is going to last? How do we get a real clear signal about what's coming next? Well, it turns out there's one key number that tells us pretty much everything.
And that number comes from their backlog. Now, what's a backlog? It's basically a list of signed, sealed, legally binding orders that they just haven't shipped out yet. For a company like ASML, this is like having a crystal ball. It's guaranteed money already in the bag.
And here is the absolute kicker. At the end of 2025, ASML's backlog was 38.8 billion euros. Now, to put that into perspective, they think they're going to make somewhere between 34 and 39 billion for the entire next year. They've basically got a full year of sales already locked in and confirmed. This isn't some wild guess. It's a fortress of income they can count on. So having a hardware monopoly is one thing, but ASML, they're playing a much longer, much smarter game. They're making their dominance future-proof by leaning into the very technology their machines create, AI itself.
So this is the big question, isn't it? How does a company with this much power make sure it lasts? We've all seen giants fall because they couldn't adapt. Well, ASML's answer isn't just about building bigger and better machines. It's about making them smarter. Look, their monopoly was built on hardware that is just mind-bendingly complex. But the future of that monopoly? That's all in the software. ASML is making this brilliant pivot, moving from just being hardware masters to integrating AI deep into the core of the chip-making process itself. And hey, this is not just talk. They are putting their money where their mouth is. They dropped a massive 1.3 billion euros to become the lead investor in the French AI powerhouse Mistral AI. This isn't just a financial investment, it's a deep strategic move. They're planning to use Mistral's AI models to help them build their own incredibly complex software even faster. So what all this creates is this beautiful, elegant, self-reinforcing loop. It works like this. ASML uses AI to make their machines impossibly precise. We're talking about correcting for temperature changes of 1,000th of a degree. That precision lets them build the perfect AI chips. Those chips then go out and power the global AI revolution, which creates, you guessed it, even smarter AI. And that smarter AI is then used by ASML to make their machines even better. It's this incredible cycle where AI is literally making the tools to make better AI. Okay, let's bring it all together. Let's put on our analyst hats. What's the final verdict when you weigh this incredible opportunity against some of the very real risks out there? A really fascinating part of the story is seeing where the money is actually coming from. Just look at this shift. As you can see, sales to China mainland went down as a percentage because of export rules. But look at Taiwan and Korea. Sales absolutely exploded. What you are seeing there, in those numbers, is the AI infrastructure build-out happening in real time. The world's biggest chip makers are in a flat-out race to build capacity for AI. So here's the final picture.
On one hand, the opportunity is just immense. You've got this AI supercycle driving huge demand. They have an absolute monopoly on the key EUV tech, and they have a clear line of sight to maybe 60 billion euros in revenue by 2030. But on the other hand, the risks are real. Geopolitics can change things overnight. They depend on a few key suppliers like Carl Zeiss for their optics. And get this, their top 2 customers make up almost 40% of their sales. It is definitely a high-stakes, high-reward situation.
When you get right down to it, ASML is so much more than just a company. It's the strategic choke point in the single biggest tech shift of our lifetime. If you want to understand the future of AI, you absolutely have to understand ASML. For the full one-page PDF report from HDIN Research with all the data we talked about, go ahead and visit www.hdinresearch.com.